Hey, Powerhouses. So I wanted to talk a little bit today about a quote that I just read recently, and it's so relevant for a lot of what I've been going through and just feeling lately about my own mortality, and then also reflecting a little bit about how sad I am for my past self and who I was afraid to be. And so the quote is by Jim Rohn, and it's the law of diminishing intent. And it is said as such that the longer you wait to do something you should do now, the greater the odds are that you will never actually do it. And that is so true. You know, how many times have you said to yourself, oh, I should do that, or I want to do that, but you made some fake date out into the future of when you should, quote unquote, do that thing. And it's really just a made up excuse to procrastinate, to avoid it. Perhaps it's because you felt you weren't educated enough, or you didn't know enough. It was a lack in self-confidence. It was for fear of showing up and looking like an idiot. Or maybe just something that you were flat out afraid of in general, whatever that may be. And ever since I was a little girl, I was so afraid of what other people would think about me versus just showing up and authentically doing my thing, you know, from as much as being at a wedding and being embarrassed to go out there and dance because I was afraid to be judged by my aunts and uncles. What the hell was wrong with me? But I was always so hyper vigilant about how I was showing up and what people were thinking. And that is the worst way to live. And all of those fun moments I missed out on because I was so afraid of being judged. I mean, and that's a simple example, but man, did it have a ripple effect. You know, fast forward till I'm an adult, and it's taken years of self-development to become who I am, or more so be comfortable with who I am and being out with it, you know, and not caring about what other people think or them judging me, and just being my authentic, weird ass self. And that relates to choices in what I'm choosing to do and how I'm doing these things. And the reason I'm talking about this is because I feel that we forget how short life is. We forget how precious it is. And the worst thing and the most tragic thing that I can think of is to live that someday life, or to show up wishing for something, or thinking, oh, I should have done that, or I should have said this, or whatever the case may be, and not getting that moment to actually do it. And we don't know when, you know, we're gonna flip the switch, if you will, or God is gonna call us in, and hopefully we live a long, healthy, beautiful life, but we might not. And I've been surrounded by so much death lately, from clients who have all of this sudden and unexpectedly lost their spouse, and going through those conversations and them talking about just how they never imagined life this way and all of the things they wish they would have done, to the death claims we're processing for family members who lost their parents, or, you know, mother or father or grandparents, and the conversations they wish they would have had, or how, you know, it was that, oh, I was going to go visit, but then I got too busy. And I'm guilty of that too. And we always think there's tomorrow, and God willing there is, but what if there isn't? And so as you are showing up in your life and making decisions and doing things, stop for a second and just ask yourself, what about tomorrow? And this goes for so many things, right? From your personal relationships to conversations to doing something hard. And maybe it's just running the extra mile. How will you feel after? Amazing that you can do that because you have a strong body versus giving up on yourself. Or maybe it is getting really uncomfortable or putting yourself out there for a business opportunity or asking for an interview. You know, there's so many different things, but I just want to make the point that the more you procrastinate or put it off or avoid it, the less likely you are to do it. And how important is it for you to do it? What are you missing out on? And importantly, what's the consequence, guys? What are we really afraid of if we do put ourselves out there? Are you going to die? Embarrassment, from what I know, doesn't kill you, okay? And also, neither does judgment or any of that other stuff. And most of it is actually in our head. Most of the time, nobody else cares. It's a made-up story that we have in our head for so many of these things. So whether it is someone you need to call or a family member you need to visit or a friend you need to rekindle a relationship with, or quite frankly, like maybe somebody you need to stop hanging out with because life is short and it's too short to spend time with that negative energy, or an opportunity you're going after, whatever it is, my message to you in this very short and sweet podcast is don't wait, stop waiting. We get one very precious, extraordinary life. And so don't let the law of diminishing intent take foothold in your life and just go do the thing. So, with great love, continue to be courageous, my powerhouses.